once again to the GOONTI National.
Cada respiración, cada paso que des, lo que terminas o si te moves, yo te puedo ver. Cada día especial,
An obsession
cada vez que
that carries
jugues,
us every
cosas
week.
que
Our
dirás,
beautiful
noches sin
team, the
dormir, yo te
Monkeys for
puedo
Nothing,
ver.
and the Chimps for Free.
No vas a entender
Turn into this feeling
que eres para mí.
that you can't shake away.
Sufre mi corazón con cada paso que des, cada cosa que haces, cada risa sutil. Cuando reclames actos sin cumplir, yo te puedo ver. Desde que no estás aquí me perdí. Por la noche tu rostro sueño ver. Busco alrededor y no encuentro a quien. Siento frío y tu abrazo ya no está. Me la paso llorando, vuelve a mí.
What a spectacular evening of Dota we have ahead of us. We know that we have the in-house as usual for every Tuesday, but the International on its week 4, the fourth week of continuous matches, of continuous battles in the Dota arena, won't let us rest.
No vas a entender que eres para mí. Sufre mi corazón con cada paso que des, cada cosa que haces y cada risa sutil. Cuando reclames pactos sin cumplir, yo te puedo ver. Lo que terminas, si te rompes, yo te puedo ver. Yo te puedo ver. Pactos sin cumplir, si te mueves, yo te puedo ver. Pactos sin cumplir, o si te mueves, yo te voy a ver. Pactos sin cumplir, o si te mueves, yo te puedo ver. Pactos sin cumplir, o si te mueves, yo te puedo ver. Pactos sin cumplir, o si te mueves, yo te puedo ver.
Alright, we should be ready very soon. I know that the teams are gathering already to get the lobby going, and my co-caster should be coming any minute now. As I've been telling you before, we have the Monkeys for Nothing going against Mark Wahlberg. We know that the performance of the Monkeys has been stellar. We tied 2 series, then we won 2 series. We're right now tied in first position with 2 other teams in Group A, the Scipios, Helm, and Joyers, and the Stasis Shitters as well. Which means it's only a matter of consolidating this position for us to make sure that we get a good convenient placing in the upper bracket. The moment that that happens, the real challenge will begin, and then the actual tournament is about to demonstrate. Oh, I see that there's a banner change. I believe it's because Zeraxsas is first. Who knows? Okay. So the real challenge of the tournament is going to happen in the main stage. We know that they're not letting the orgs cast these matches entirely because the tournament org stroke deal with Mr. Pyrian J Flax. We're possibly going to be involved in some way that hasn't been determined yet. To you, my dear viewership, followers of this beautiful stream, I thank you. Um, that is exactly right, Red. I've been crunching the numbers, and I believe that it's either going to be Wogan or work in progress, depending on the placement in the upper versus lower bracket, because they're mostly tied and they have to sort it out. The moment that that's decided, I don't see a challenge with either of those teams, to be perfectly honest with you. I trust my monkeys, I trust my beautiful apes as usual, but it remains to be seen what happens. Oh, there could be a three-way tie. Yeah, I did see that possibility, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, well, Myth, the probability that what Term said earlier, that you may do a lower bracket run until the finals, is fuel for the improbability drive in the heart of gold, really. What can I tell you? Okay, we're waiting for the teams to get ready. I should actually get rid of this. There you go. And it seems we have players for Mark Wahlberg. That was a concern. We knew that they were having challenges with that. So the moment that that happens, we'll see. Well, they're playing with two replacements, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see. I don't see Heretic, and I don't see who is it? Retro Frog. So both Heretic and Retro Frog have been replaced with Syea and Yoi. Then Zeraxsas, Amos, and GrumpyNerd are part of their standard team, their stable team. The monkeys are actually playing with all five main players. We're expecting that szethw couldn't make it, but he made an utmost effort to join the team and the match today, for which we actually appreciate and commend his commitment. If my co-caster can't make it, which in fact is the manager of the other team, let me tell you, the invitation is open to whoever considers themselves ready for the challenge of coming together with me and cast this match before the lobby opens, and we can tell the person in charge, Nutkin, to make you join the lobby, or I'll have to do some Discord wizardry to share my screen. In any case, seems to be some final preparations for the match. The coin hasn't spun yet. Um, in the meantime, let's review a little bit of the current positions for the groups. Live Left Luton had a match yesterday. They played against Work in Progress. With that, they caught up with week 3, and now they're ready to begin with week 4, and that consolidated them into the top position for Group B, which means they're going to get the preferential seating for the main stage. It could happen that in their match against the Wolverhampton winners, they tie or something, which could put the 5-4-3-1 billionaires in the reach, and then have a tie in positions 1 and 2, or Bommy and his boys with a win above the Goon Special Forces could perfectly make it into a 3-way tie with 3 wins and 1 tie each of them. It's still open. I believe the scenario for Group A is more complicated. None of the top 3 teams, which are actually tying in first position, are playing against each other. All of them have matches against other teams, against the positions 4 to 6, which means their results won't be conditional to each other, and they could independently generate a 3-way tie or finally solve the way that the Group A standings will unfold. Well, I suppose we have a person daring to join, and that is no one other than Redalus. Redalus?
Hello.
Hello. I see Nutkin as well. Hey, Nutkin.
Is this all right, Jonas? Is everything good to go?
Okay. Yeah, we are good to go. Thank you.
All right, you good, Red? Thank you so much, Red.
I'm good. I'm here to do analysis.
Yeah, we're really appreciating that you're joining and that you just jumped into the lobby so you can take a look at the game without depending on my atrocious observation powers.
Maybe you can pour him a nice cold Cunnington soda.
Oh yeah, of course. Cunnington, apaga la sed. Thank you to our sponsors, Marolio, Cunnington, and Mostaza. As usual, you make this possible.
Grazie mille.
This is delicious.
Thank you for joining us, Red. I know that as the manager and media responsible for Live Left Luton, you've made a tremendous effort to show how professional this tournament it really is.
We've got to keep the sponsors happy, Jonas.
Absolutely.
If we're not pleasing them, then we're not eating tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now that Nutkin actually took the leap to make sure that we were ready to cast this, they're spinning the coin and seeing who gets to choose, and that is actually Sausage, aka Mark Wahlberg, that gets the pick. And what is it gonna be? Let's see.
What are they going to pick?
Yeah, we don't know. They're taking a good time to decide. at least we have the match at the right time. We were afraid that because of the replacements that they needed to have in their team, they couldn't make it. But they made a good effort to be on time. We really appreciate that. We know that caused certain friction yesterday, or was it on Sunday? It was on Sunday, right? That we had some delays. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. We have a draft for the last match for each of these teams. Monkeys for Nothing versus Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is taking the Radiant side, and the Monkeys are going to go with Dire.
Okay, I have the spectator bug, so I'm just going to quickly relaunch.
Okay. Sorry for that.
Very good start.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I did make the note. I did make the note though. So Sausage chose first pick. Monkeys chose Dire.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Right. First ban is for Undying,
Radiant
as
team
expected. Now comes the Zeus ban from the Monkeys.
It's smart bans. It's Undying is just a given. 100% contest rate in all GOONTI games, and I think Zeus is just a hero that the Goons
we actually won a game
struggle
with
to deal with.
Last time. Dawnbreaker and Sniper both banned. First pick for Mark Wahlberg now.
These do feel like it feels like Monkeys have done their homework. These are targeted bans, I think, against Yoi and GrumpyNerd.
Yeah, they have distilled the opposing team analysis to a science right now. They have been very careful, very methodical in the analysis that results into what they do with the draft. In fact, I'm surprised how much they evolve, and we see the Lycan for being all of a sudden, together with Jakiro, for sure it's going to go to Nutkin. Gyro for Mark Wahlberg, on the other hand, is going to cover possibly position 4.
I believe so, yeah. I struggle to see the Gyro first pick on a POS 1 in this patch.
10 seconds
in any case, the methodology that our team follows is rock solid by now, and the least amount of memeing and trolling, all of that has been dispelled. These guys are now try-harding as hell. It's brutal what we see. It's disgusting. Enigma, now the second pick for Mark Wahlberg, with the next bans, Axe on our side, Jug and Spirit Breaker. Interestingly enough, on Mark Wahlberg's side, I know that we picked the Space Cow before, but it actually hasn't resulted in a way that we expected. Phantom Assassin gets banned. Pretty straightforward. Now, the Primal Beast. Okay, that's interesting.
There's still a lot of traditional black hole cancels in the pool. They already have Ice Path as well. This Enigma is not going to have a very fun time. I don't really understand these second phase bans from
10 seconds remaining.
What team is this? Sausage?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, but
Mark
whatever
Wahlberg.
is Sausage. We expect to see some atrocious warding as a result, making honor to the name.
Dire team
Viper gets the 5th ban on the Monkeys side. Yeah, Enigma is not the pick, for sure. I think that was a pre-planned pick that they didn't adapt to what they saw from the Monkeys, and that's very concerning. But it's also very beneficial for us. And with this being a party, a team casting, very one-sided, I just say woohoo. Thank you for choosing Enigma. Vengeful Spirit, ready for szethw as our third pick.
This Enigma does not have a game now.
Yeah.
You have to put Enigma on POS 5 and just let him just deny creeps. This Enigma does not have a game as POS 3 anymore against these heroes.
Just terrible it would be. Now they pick Underlord, which is going possibly to cover that position 3 that they got expelled from that Enigma. So maybe now they're adapting to the reality of the situation.
10 seconds
I do
remaining.
really like Underlord's Gyrocopter as an offlane duo as
5
well. That's a
seconds
very
remaining.
strong lane with a lot of magic damage.
Dire team pick.
Agreed.
Anti-mage.
Okay.
That is a greedy lane though. Enigma anti-mage. That is
I don't
probably
see.
one of the. You need a lot to go right in this lane.
I don't see it working. The lane is going to be terrible for both of them farming. Enigma
10
would be
seconds
extremely
remaining.
starved, or Anti-Mage is going to have to jungle to hell
5
to get
seconds
what
remaining.
he needs. And now Troll, okay.
That's a very good hero against anti-mage.
Yeah.
It's the
Dire team
counter
Perfect
spell.
reaction, maybe.
Yeah, the berserkers
Radiant
axes,
team back.
the ones that put the net on you and root you. They don't give a shit about counterspell. They do not care about counterspell at all. He will punch you in the face.
And an entirely physical hero. It just draws circles around Anti-Mage. The way that it scales, the way that you can itemize him, it's going to just counter Anti-Mage completely. Of course, we have the rest of the team to be concerned about, but Lycan isn't too concerned
5
about what
seconds
Anti-Mage
remaining.
does either.
No, Lycan will just stand in lane, I think, and hit creeps, and
Yeah.
there's very little that Anti-Mage Enigma can do to him.
That's right. I believe that the draft is extremely favored for the Monkeys so far. Of course, we remain to see what happens with the last pick. Now Void Spirit and Lina have been both banned.
Both teams protecting their mid picks
Yeah.
for last. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Dire
So the
team
matchup is
back.
going to come right now with Death Prophet, a
Radiant
favorite for
team
much,
pick.
getting banned, and now Outward Destroyer as well. We complete the ban. The last ban that was
Dire
pending,
team pick.
and a pick comes really soon with a Broad Mother.
Oh, okay.
If
Monkeys for nothing do have a lot of reserve time to think about this, though.
Oh,
Almost
yeah.
all of their reserve time still.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. So if they come with the broad
10
meat
seconds
and
remaining.
just try to
5
rush
seconds
us,
remaining.
I believe that there's a lot that could be done to just offset this. We have the full 2 minutes to decide.
So, Viper out of the pool, Lena out of the pool, these are two, and Death Prophet out of the pool.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about what's left, because you want something with... you want something that won't just instantly die at level 6, is what you want.
Yeah.
Or something that can bully Broodmother out and hit level 6 first.
Yeah, it has to be a hero that actually farms like nuts, keeps its distance against Broad and the Broodlings, and exerts some zone of control, because, of course, the moment that the webs extend and the movement and the Silken Ball is going to just get you, the slow is very dangerous. You're gonna need a very mobile hero that can farm a lot and scale quicker than Broad. And we're seeing it in the Shrek.
You may now
I think
select
that
your
should work.
heroes.
That should work.
I like that. Yeah,
And,
that's good.
And it's one of Mage's favorite heroes. So with that, I'm pretty trust. I trust the team to make it with this draft. It's a good surprise, the broad for GrumpyNerd here. I really like seeing that. And Zeraxsas as their carry with Animage, the gender bending Animage in this case.
Mark Wahlberg need their lanes to go well. They need to win all 3 lanes to have a chance in this game.
There's no way that the Enigma anti-mage is going to work.
I don't believe so.
Lycan and Jack, they're just going to get extremely starved. Gyro Underlord could have a possibility against Venge, maybe, but not against Troll Warlord either. So it's just funny the way that this unfolded. We're gonna see what happens the moment that the first clashes begin to happen, and we have our first match ready to go Remember, this is Mark Wahlberg, not Sausage, against the Monkeys for Nothing and the Chimps for Free in week 4 of the group stage of the GOONTI National. The customary salutations getting exchanged. I'm going to just take a look at the guys here. I don't know if they're preparing anything.
Oh, they're conga lining.
Oh yeah, the conga line is now a tradition for the apes. They're going down mid lane this time.
Oh, come on, lads, keep it together.
Oh,
Get back in there. Get back in there, Alfredo. Get back in there. Yes.
This is a well-rehearsed move.
Oh, the sponsors must be so proud. The teamwork
Of course.
that it took to pull off the conga line. They can see they've made a smart investment.
They move towards the Radiant jungle. They see Syea, and they're not in range to see Zeraxsas though. They disengage
30
promptly
seconds
once
to
they
battle.
can't get a hold of that gyro. First warding starts to happen. We see the webs being extended. The first wolf starts scouting the path towards mid, close to the river. 10 seconds for the first runes.
It looks like we're just gonna have a trade-off.
The battle
Madge
begins.
more interested in blocking mid, which I think is the smart thing against Broodmother.
Yeah, we have a perfect split.
Yeah, very little risks being taken. Obviously, unfortunately, AM has a very long trip to the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's what I was observing. Zeraxsas is choosing to remain in
Is
the
he gonna
mid lane
TP?
for some reason.
Oh,
Now
that doesn't
he's
feel
TPing.
good. Oh no, you don't want to TP to lane as a hero like AM when you're going to struggle in the first few levels.
Absolutely.
If you die, your lane is just over.
Yeah, that removes the possibility of him coming back to lane fast. Which
Yes,
means
Nutkin.
that they have to harass the that AM as soon as can.
Yes, Nutkin, get in there. Oh, it is actually plus 5 gyro.
Wow.
That's possibly even worse contextually. Like, I'm a big fan of pos 5 gyro. I think the hero is very good. It's not good with anti-mage.
Yeah.
with a pos 5 like
Very
oh,
strange
top lane.
choice. Oh, let's go. Wow, and that's a very quick first blood going for szethw
Taste of revenge.
against Amos's Enigma. Oh, match starting a very close harass of GrumpyNerd's broad mother. Stun lands.
He's got Edict.
The damage is enough, and we have a 2-0. Wow, the match is already in full motion.
Well, you remember what I said about how Mark Wahlberg needed to come out of the lanes ahead?
Yeah. It ain't
It's
gonna
not
happen,
really,
buddy.
Not happening.
Nutkin, dangerously low, tries to escape against Zeraxsas' harass. Bean, trying to defend him, sends his wolves.
This is just
Both
not ideal.
Both players in the bottom lane for Radiant are somewhat low, thanks to Nutkin's and Bean's efforts. Anti-Mage needs to retreat, and remember, this Anti-Mage doesn't have a scroll. Amos falls again.
No.
That's a 0-2, and a 2-0 for szethw, in fact. A great start for that bench.
That's so bad. That's so bad for Amos. He has to walk back to lane.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if Underlord get any of these last hits.
Absolutely. Yoi guarding the lane in the meantime, doing whatever is possible for him. But for sure, the monkeys in top lane are taking a very advantageous position already. Match. Getting GrumpyNerd once again with the stun. He's
just out of range.
possibly
of
gonna
the
make it this
edicts.
time, but
He turned around,
Jukes,
the edicts
no,
revealed him.
he falls again. That's another death
Radiant's
and another
middle
kill for
tower
Match.
is under attack.
So, interesting thing about that death. The edict actually reveals you through fog because you see the pulse.
Yeah.
So he knew exactly where Grumpy Nerd was on the other side of those trees.
Which means Grumpy doesn't understand what's going to happen against that leash.
No, I don't think that he understands how edict works.
Yeah.
He will always know where you are. You cannot juke against this hero.
There's
Yoi is dying to the stack.
Wow, there's a stun landing on that Underlord as well. The troll goes in with the axes.
No!
Szethw a bit low. Yeah, unfortunately. That's a beautiful stack that now the spray of Yois.
Oh, but now, oh no!
Oh, he died against the creeps.
The stack claims another.
At all. But he got his soul ring anyway.
Okay. Whoops, he says.
Okay, this is off to a great start already. 4 minutes after the horn.
Oh no, not the stack! It claims
Again?
another one!
Szethw? What? What's happening
Can we get some
here?
shames in chat, please?
Please clip this. I this is terrible.
Can this stack of creeps become a third team in this game? They're currently at 2 kills, which is more than Mark Wahlberg.
My goodness. And they are just a couple of skeletons and the dark troll. It's not like they hold
No.
this arcane power. Oh.
Oh no, now it's just a dark troll.
Let's just pay attention to a more competent lane, please. Bean.
I think I'm looking at the bot lane, yeah.
I'm not looking at the last hits. Chad, please remind me next time. Szethw, I think they retreated a lot versus what they were trying to do before. Szethw goes, gets countered immediately by the Underlord's pit.
Oh, Gyro in trouble.
Okay.
He's being slowed a lot by Jakiro spells.
Oh, they're
Top
chasing
tower is under
him
attack.
up the river. But he's safe now.
Unfortunately, the Lycan wolves that he summons don't get cripple until level 4. So level 1 and 2, the wolves are just kind of like extra creeps,
Match is already
unfortunately.
at level 6. While Broad is only now hitting that, and will have the spiderlings ready at his command. He has full mana, so he can summon them.
Oh, haste rune on Madge though. I'd like to see him dive with this.
Not for you.
He hasn't activated
Me?
it yet. He's keeping it in the bottle.
Yeah, maybe he hasn't got enough mana to actually
Now
actually
he goes
dive.
for it. Makes a dive. The spiderlings go.
Dyer's top
They
tower.
Farm the
die under
spiderlings.
the fire and lightning of Match.
Oh, run Madge!
Yeah, comes to
Use those
support.
legs.
The gyro makes some inroads, then just forgets about it almost immediately after he sees Match going up north. In the meantime, Yoi drops the pit, marks his position against Alfredo and szethw. Amos getting chased. Oh, wow, that's hollow bounty runes for Match.
Okay, big timing. Level 6 on Troll Warlord, 3 points in axes. I think this is when the Underlord just dies.
Yeah, that's going to be very complicated for the Underlord to just go ahead and counter the sheer amount of damage that the ult is going to produce.
They gonna try? No, they've got the creep wave to farm. They have that new flag bearer. He's
Yeah.
got so many. He's got so much gold in his pockets.
He has really low hit die to creeps. That's the third death to creeps in the match.
Good lord, man! Does this happen every Monkeys games? It's the first one that I've watched.
It's the first time that I see something like this. The troll is a little low against Yogi's farm. Okay, the ice breath lands. Zeraxsas blinks away. Amos getting to land together with Yoy
How many more ticks does he have?
against the szethw
Okay.
those stunts.
They go on Madge again in the mid lane. I don't think they can catch him, even with like level 3 webs.
Yeah, he's
This
way
hero
too
is too fast.
Way too fast. At 390 speed, that's quite a lot to make sure that the advances that even the Proud Mother can do in their own cobwebs.
I've just seen that Zeraxsas is trying to hard rush the Battle Fury off a Wraith band. Not a huge fan of this. I think you kind of want to be active on this hero now, I think. That way you can. Oh, I hear a troll warlord shout.
Whoa!
There he goes.
Almost got it, sorry. But the troll is ready. It's ready to battle. It's ready to just engage in any minute now. Now he's catching up against Yoi's farm and actually passes him over. The Broad Mother couldn't do anything at all in that mid lane.
Oh, the
wolves are going.
Wolves,
The wolves are going.
Get in there, wolves.
Ooh. Syea having to run away. Wolves, maybe too fast, maybe too hard. They keep biting. Madge finishes it. It's a 6-0.
Madge, let the dogs have their day.
They just wanted that bone.
Oh, please don't die to another stack, Yoi. Not for the stack. Think of a few neutral creeps. No.
Is he gonna suicide again? Tell me
no.
No. Tell me it's not. Tell me it's not the thing.
He tried. He tried.
Christ. Okay. With Madge position consolidated in that mid lane, the tower is already halfway down. With a mid tower for Dire completely untouched, Madge gets his Huel Scepter. The lane is clear for being a Nutkin. Zeraxsas trying to come back, possibly trying to get some farm. But between the creeps and the wolves and the lane creeps, there's way too much to deal with for that enemy. Whoa! Alfredo's a bit low now after the chase by Yoy and Amos.
Oh, he really
Two
wants to
against
turn
one.
there, you can see it.
Yeah,
He's got his ult. He wants to turn.
Yeah, he has nothing at all. So
bot lane.
Still level 5, okay. Go in there.
A stronger wolf has turned up. The alpha wolf.
That's exactly what we want, the alpha wolf.
Anti-mage can't lane now. Has to go jungle. Grumpy Node also can't lane now. Has to go jungle. There is not enough farm in this jungle for two cores like this.
Absolutely not. That's the result of the greedy draft that they're trying to go with. Okay, the harass begins against Alfredo. Bit of Malice comes in. The Axis trying to do something, but he falls. Giving the first kill for Mark Wahlberg. In the meantime, Bean and Nutkin continue their push. In bottom lane, trying to get that tier 2 tower against Zeraxsas.
Haste!
This is my problem with the Battle Fury rush. You can't fight with these items.
Yeah.
But you have no ability to contest this push.
Has absolutely no damage to go.
Oh, black hole! He dies.
I'm not even bothering to go there. This is more exciting. The ice path landed. The GrumpyNerd extends his webs.
The wolf runs.
Sends the spiderlings. The wolves are way too much for the spider. Mammal against arthropod. And he falls.
What's this Benny Hill chase scene? What happened?
It's just terrible.
Oh, okay.
And that's 2 down for Mark Wahlberg. I think
So,
the moment that they can just chase and lock Zeraxsas and avoid him just blinking away, it's gonna be the moment that they just rush towards getting every single lane remaining. Although Yoi actually did a good job top lane. Syea dies in a very easy chase by szethw and Bean. Nutkin tries to scout lower jungle towards bottom lane.
Zeraxsas 400 gold away from his Battle Fury.
That's
And yet, I honestly don't think he'll get to a Manta style before this game is just over.
match has
Like,
to run here.
He can't fight them.
Because
He can't go anywhere near them. Oh, no, so don't, no, Syea, don't TP into this.
That is not the play.
Here comes Match.
They do manage to get szethw, and Match maybe dies as well. He protects himself with the Eel Scepter, but he gets killed.
I thought they were going to react on Bean and Nutkin a little bit faster. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah. The Blast is ready for Bean.
Oh no, but
I
that
think
man
Bean
is going to become
die.
spiders.
Well, those spiders are getting really strong despite GrumpyNerd not scaling enough. The moment that he has control with extending the webs and the summoning of the spiderlings, he just shoots out damage as he pleases. The optimization is a little bit lackluster. Pretty sure that he needs to get something else. The spiders are promptly eliminated, squashed if you may. Syea overwhelming his presence. They go against Yoi now. The wolves, the main wolf goes in. The Ice Path lands. The rest of the team gets rid of him. That's 2 kills for the monkeys.
And I would love to see them get into this jungle now, part of some aggressive vision, and take this bot tier 2. This honestly will create like constant pressure on the bot lane, keep Radiant team as far away from Roche as possible.
There's the Battle Fury. The pressure continues on bottom lane. Supported by 3 of the Monkeys players with szethw scouting. A little bit of jungle. Now all 5 players converge to get rid of that tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
This is very usual for the Monkeys. GrumpyNerd finally plinking down that tier 1 tower mid. He's been aching to do this for the rest of the match. Nutkin comes in. Drops his ult.
It does really just feel like there's potentially just better shot calling on Monkeys.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the heroes on. Look at the Monkeys on. Sorry, the heroes on Mark Wahlberg. They're all just off. They're farming their own items. There's no one really like saying, "We're going here. We're doing this." It's very disjointed.
It is.
I think is the right way.
They seem to just go to their own tune, to the sound of their own tune, each of them. I know for a fact that we do have an expert shot caller on our side, and he's been extremely effective with directing the will of the team and controlling what they should be doing. The Battle Fury is completed on Alfredo.
Like I think a lot about item reveal timings. Like that Madge just had a rocket thrown on him, he ran away. But that was supposed to be Grumpy's Orchid timing. That should have been a dead lesh if they'd planned it a bit better.
Yeah.
But it's just
But the moment that they can use the Orchid, but if they don't converge in time to just make sure that that's something they can use, nothing's going to happen. The Destroying Effort will land them nothing at all. Match protects himself with the eels. The Pit of Malice falls on him, but GrumpyNerd dies. The damage is way too much. The Macropire lands, and of course they're going to step on fire because they believe that it's going to do nothing to them every single time the goons make the same error. Oh, Macropire is like a Hawaiian festival. Let's just go.
oh, they love it. They love standing in the fire. These lads have never played WoW in their lives.
Yeah, for sure.
You do not stand in the fire.
And that tier 2 is in for the taking, giving them mid lane to just convert it into their playground. The monkeys are consolidated their presence. It's mid at 18 already, 7k ahead. And the first neutral items for tier 2 begin to drop. And this is a very early rush, but they have the damage to go ahead with it. I don't think it's going to be contested, especially because it's just falling so fast.
No, it's a completely free rush. They're not going to get there in time. They know they're there. They scan for it, but they're not going to get anywhere near the pit.
Alfredo takes the Aegis, moves ahead, and a battle quickly ensues. Match goes in, very daringly.
He's still a little bit careful.
Heals himself. Amos with the black hole, but nothing happens at all. The Macropire lands. They all begin to fall one by one. Match as a sacrifice, but for sure one that is completely worth for the monkeys, with 3 heroes dead on Mark Wahlberg's side.
This is what I mean about the AM hard rushing the Battle Fury. If you have treads plus maybe a wand and most of your Battle Fury, you can join that fight. You can clean up, but you just can't with these items.
Yeah.
It's just not an option.
It is not an option at all. The playground is open, the seesaw, the slide, and everything for the kids is ready in this mid lane. And right ahead, they're going for some very effective high ground push.
They get the Aegis.
Yeah.
Good Atos reveal on Yoi.
Yeah, the stun lands twice on Alfredo. He tries to leave.
Look out, Alfredo! Turns and faces it like a man, like everyone should when they're playing against the Gyro.
They managed to run away to safety altogether, 4 of them, and then comes match. So it's 5 manning towards the top lane, seeing if they can just get rid of this tier 1 that's been waiting for ages. The smoke going for a wraparound movement, possibly going to surprise them. The Pit of Malice lands, Zeraxsas comes in, the Ice Path lands, but nothing will save Nutkin now. Zeraxsas, although is very low in health, has to disengage. Alfredo kills Amos, Bing dispatches GOONTI, and now 4 are down. The wraparound was completely ineffective. Their surprise tactics don't work against these very mobile monkeys.
It's kind of a desperation smoke. You haven't got black hole, your gyro is out of position, like on the wrong side of the smoke. It just reeks of desperation. And I think honestly, Mark Wahlberg at this point probably take 1 more fight with black hole and then probably call it, I think, at this point.
I agree, absolutely. The monkeys are just one badly done team fight away from winning. And the moment that black hole lands, they know that it's go time.
Oh, bit far forward on Alfredo.
Maybe too daringly going in. That was a very bad die by him. The swap on szethw saves the smash. Yoi falls down as a result. That was a really good movement by szethw. Bless him. Chasing Syea down. And now we have the buyback on Yoi.
Yoi's portal behind him.
Alfredo has his BKB ready, trying not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Yoi comes back in a very, very wrong way after the buyback, but they managed to get rid of szethw and also Bean.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't as effectual as I expected.
There's life in this team yet.
Yeah.
It was a very ambitious portal by Yoi, but it did work out in the end. So I guess I can't doubt it. It was a good play.
Alfredo and Nutkin defending this tier 1 tower, making sure that Grumpy
That's a
Nerd
lot of
just-
damage.
Yeah, finally gets killed.
And now they all die to
Can't
Lesh.
do anything at all against the shitload of damage that Alfredo produces. The axes come in. It's a triple kill for the Annihilator.
Anti-mage
Yoi,
camera.
teleporting. And yeah, he makes it. Comes back to safety. We have a very low tier 3 tower here, and of course, bottom tower with the lane completely free for the monkeys to come in
Radiant's
and take it
middle
if
tower
they
is under
so
attack.
wish with the rotation.
Dire's bottom
Both
tower is under
Brother
attack.
Mother
Middle
and
tower
Gyro
has fallen.
out. 3 to defend, including Anti-Mage. Yoi drops the pit,
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
trying to
Dire's
scare
bottom
them
tower
a
is
little
under
bit.
attack.
Nothing happens at all. The rotation
Radiant's
finally
bottom
happens.
tower is under attack.
Alfredo just tearing this tower down. Another pit falls.
Dire's bottom
They
tower
don't get
is under
scared
attack.
at all.
Radiant's bottom tower
They
is
just
under
have
attack.
what it takes to make sure that they get megas sooner or later.
Is how it ends.
Call
Zeraxsas
it.
dies as a
Call
result.
it.
45 seconds for him out of the game. Alfredo just relentlessly tanking the damage for the rest of the team. Szethw stuns the Underlord. Yoi actually recovers a little bit. The swap for that was a thing of beauty. With 3 men down on that side, even if szethw just fell, that venge was extremely useful, and with the swap already falling and being used, there's not much need for him. He can take a good rest. The Basher is ready on Alfredo.
I think when you get to the point that your POS 5 Jakiro, your POS 4 Jakiro can afford Ags at 25 minutes, and the enemy anti-mage is struggling to finish their Manta style, I think this might be the time that you say, okay lads, we need to not try and go for these kind of like weird janky drafts in game 2. We need to just play something that we know works, like picking your Tide Hunters. You're like not banning out the Viper and potentially picking it, like picking a more simple mid laner and not trying to cheese out the game with Broodmother, that kind of thing. But it's all things you can take forward into game 2 draft.
Ooh, Alfredo! A successful scouting against Zeraxsas. Zeraxsas blinks, revealing his position. Now he goes down mid lane, escaping the axes. Match drops everything he has to make sure that the lane is in their favor.
10 seconds until Black Hole. This is the one chance they have.
Those racks are just melting like butter. The Mega Creeps are here. The deaths come in as if they were natural. Nothing can stop the monkeys. This is surely first game for them already. It's only Mega Creep. GG's cold.
Black Hole.
And for sure
Black
we have a
Hole
33
will instantly cancel.
to hell. Okay, what are they doing?
There we
There they
go.
go. There they go.
Oh,
34-12 then. It's the final result for the first game. The monkeys are ahead by 1. I don't think there's much to be said about this match. It's
No, bit of a stomp. Mark Wahlberg lost all 3 lanes. Unfortunate.
I'll just show this to the people right now on the stream. An anti-mage 0119.2k gold. You know I like you a lot, Zeraxsas, but that's not the way. I'll just. My God, I don't want to. I don't want to berate them anymore. It's been a brutal thing what we just saw. It was terrible. How unfortunate. How unfortunate.
Oh, actually, Prince here now.
Yeah.
Do you want to get Pred in for game 2?
Yeah, they should be coming for game 2 really soon.
Nice.
I think I just dropped from the lobby, unfortunately, in a very stupid move.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm watching on stream. If you click the back button in the top left, you can go
yeah,
back
I
to
should
the
just do
post game.
that. Right. Or maybe not.
If you click it, oh, okay. What the fuck?
I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I don't know how that happened. Did I click something that I didn't notice?
I don't know. I've not seen that before.
I'm so unused to just use the Dota interface. Just give us a second. I'm gonna have to ask Nutkin to invite me again.
Right, okay, so Madge. When did Madge pick up this neutral item? Okay, fine. Okay, right. So Madge didn't have a neutral item for 20 minutes. That's very good.
Wow. He just didn't pick one. He didn't feel like picking one. Wow.
Just did not feel like it. Picked up the Nether Shawl, the tier 2 neutral item, as soon as it's available. Had nothing ever before it.
Thank you, Nutkin. There you go.
I think
broadcast.
I think for game 2, Mark Wahlberg just need to think about maybe not drafting these complex heroes that require a good lane and a good start.
Yeah, and tons of farm against heroes that are going to surely get rid of everything they can kill. I must say that Yoi actually fended for himself really well. I didn't expect that lane to go the way it did. Hey, Pred! Welcome!
Yeah, I caught the end of game 1, and I think my team, they kind of need my, northern light in the sky to.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, I just lost track of the time, but I'm here for game 2. Yeah,
Very
game 1 was obviously an anomaly. My team obviously don't normally play like that, and can I be invited to the lobby?
Red, you're more than welcome to stay. I'll introduce you to Predator, the manager of Mark Wahlberg.
Managers meeting. I see.
Yeah. This is a business side of things. We're talking about business here. This is not about the game. Now we know that the second game is about to begin. This is surely the way to the lower bracket, confirmed for Mark Wahlberg. The guys know this, but Pred, I believe that you're getting ready with the rest of the team, surely encouraging them from a support side of things, more like giving them your psychological help, their preparedness for adversity, making sure that they know that they can go with a lower bracket run. What are your thoughts here?
Well, the advice I did give them pre-game, which I hope they are following, is draft what you're good at, ban what they're good at. Looking at the draft from game 1, I'm not quite sure. I think they may have got it mixed up there. So I'm just trying to reiterate: ban what they're good at, draft what you're good at. Don't pick anti-mage and brood. Don't know what that's about. I think they just got a casual mix-up there and picked what they're bad at and banned what they're good at. It's something we've all done before. I've been there. You've been there.
Wise words.
Who hasn't been there? What's the lobby password? And just all this.
You're getting the invite soon enough. Red asked for it. Red, are you gonna join the?
I'm gonna head off, but thank you very much.
Okay. Well,
I'll leave it to Pred.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for casting together with me during game 1, and Live Love Luton for sure on Sunday. It's going to get our win by the looks of it.
Yeah, we're going to try our best. We've got some nice strats cooking up after we finally, after 8 games, managed to be able to 5th pick Tinker in the GOONTI National, which we're very proud of. We've been trying to do that all tournament, and it finally worked.
All right.
Okay. But thank you very much for having me. I'll be off now. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. All right. Fair enough. There you go. Brett, you're getting the invite. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, you have your own fast food chain sponsor, I see.
Yeah.
So I need to remind everyone that mostaza are hamburguesas con M mayúscula. Our beautiful sponsors, Conington, Mostaza, and Marolio support us as usual. So, Brett, we are going to see anything different? We don't know. We do expect that the draft adapts itself to the circumstances. They're facing a very strong team with my monkeys, Brett. Let me tell you.
I think yeah, the first game was just a fluke. Everyone plays well once in 100 games, and that was just the other team's one game in 100. Now it's ever 99 games. This game will be over at 15 minutes. My team will be knocking on the fountain.
Yeah.
15 minutes in, just we got this.
Yeah. Well, let's call it a fluke. Let's call it a fluke. That's fine. The team is getting ready in the lobby. I think there's someone missing. That's Amos.
Amos. I think another problem is Amos might not be in the right level of drunk.
That's
Because Amos,
that's possible.
Amos, needs to be the correct level of drunk to play Dota. He can't be not drunk enough, or he can't be too drunk. Normally, he falls in those two brackets. So I think hopefully Amos is out there getting a bit more drunk, but not too drunk.
Competently tipsy.
Oh no, he has to be like not tipsy, probably actually drunk. But like, the right level of drunk.
So it's like he has to go in. Okay, he's one of those. Okay, Amos is there, possibly after a shot of something.
I think it's about.
Joy went to get a drink. Possibly. Okay, is there a strategy here? Is this an alcohol fueled team? I believe the people in chat need to know this.
Well, I think for Amos to play at his optimal level, he needs about 8.67 pints of beer in him.
Wow.
But you see, the problem is it has to be exactly 8.67.
It's not about the quantity itself. It's the time that takes.
I know, he has to get ready a lot beforehand. And the thing is, once you've had 8 pints, you can't just top at normally the 6-7%. With 67% of a pint, you've got to finish it, but you're not supposed to. So quite often, he always goes to 9, and then he's got too many pints in him, and then like he has to have exactly 8.67, and then he just becomes a fucking monster in the game. Any other percentage, or amount of pints, and he plays like Amos.
Wow.
But you get him with 8.67 pints in him, and he plays like a god.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this at all. That's like god of random levels of drunken competency.
Well, God of Random is never competent to start with. So,
yeah, that's true.
At least in Dota.
Yeah. He fares better in our games. Okay, I believe we are a go indeed.
And some other strats I'm going to share that I've given my team is, to start with,
Radiant team ban.
read the Art of War. I've told them to do that because there's probably some good nuggets of knowledge in there. I've got a copy with me right now. I'll just go get it out and just quote from it. And as you can see, this quote will be very informative to winning a Dota game.
We have a targeted ban.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah.
Undying once again. That's a no-brainer.
Dire team ban.
Well, Underlord, that's a lesson learned from game 1. For sure, you don't want that to fall in Joy's hands again.
Yeah. And banning stuff the enemy's good at, they'll see the learning.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty clever monkeys. We know
10
that
seconds
we
remaining.
got them in a shady manner
5
from some
seconds
Brazilian dealer.
Well,
Radiant team pick.
no one's perfect.
No, no one's
Well,
perfect, but I think the paperwork is cleared now.
Yeah,
It's not that
and-
complicated to get anything from Bolsonaro's
Dire
government anyway.
team pick.
The first pick comes in, and that's a Jakira for Nutkin. Par for the course.
Yeah, it's it's dragon. Dragons can do anything really.
Yeah.
Now, and I've got my copy of the Art of War here, and the Art of War
Dire
says
team pick.
intelligence is the essence
Witch
in warfare. It is what the armies depend upon in their every move. Now, if you've read that, that's going to make you play better. It's just a fact.
Radiant team pick.
Why?
So hopefully,
Sniper.
And concerning words from Sun Tzu. Which
So-
doctor and sniper get picked?
So I think what Sun Tzu was trying to say is pick intelligence heroes.
Oh.
I think that's what
10
I
seconds
understood there.
remaining.
Let's see if they've read Sun Tzu and pick
5
They need to
seconds
pick
remaining.
the other
Team
three heroes to
ban.
be intelligence. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that sniper doesn't look very intelligent to me. Spectre for
Yeah.
Alfredo comes as the second pick.
Yeah, I think they were probably thinking they wouldn't second pick a counter to sniper and they could get some bans in there, but
Dire
looks
team
like
ban.
they just boldly picked it in the
Yeah.
first phase. Now, I want to see this get countered, but they're going to ban all the
Radiant
counters.
team ban. Dire team ban.
Wow. That was the fastest ban I've ever seen. Slaughter gets banned. Making sure that Spectre
Radiant
or
team ban.
whoever comes next isn't targeted.
Dire
Tight
team
Hunter
ban.
gets banned now. Phantom Assassin. Those are very quick bans. Quick drawing from the monkeys. They have a strategy in mind.
They're just banning heroes that can blow up a Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Because Viper can break, PA can break, the money time off and starter will make Spectre
Yeah.
not as tanky
10
as it should
seconds
be.
remaining.
Let me tell you that
Getting
if
a lot of-
Alfredo is comfy with that
Dire
Spectre,
team
there's
pick.
nothing that's gonna stop
And-
him.
And I think my team might have got the draft thing mixed up again because Necro is a Spectre counter. And I think they've probably looked at the wrong team and banned the wrong hero. Except we've all been there. I've done that multiple times in
10
my
seconds
long and storied
remaining.
career.
Yeah, this is beginning
Yes.
to be a bit
5
concerning.
seconds
then.
remaining.
We've all been there though. You think, oh, got a ban. Oh, they got a Spectre. Necro counters that. Got to ban that. And then you realise, oh no, wrong team. But I like it shows their
those
thinking.
mistakes, it's honest mistakes. Of course, it shows that they're thinking. The problem is with the thinking process itself.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Now they're spending some time trying to evolve that thought.
Now, I want to see something good here. Like, so I feel like they don't need to pick the carry yet because they can probably fourth or fifth pick that.
Yeah.
Probably fourth pick.
Yeah,
RZ.
probably fourth pick and leave the
Radiant
mid
team
for
pick.
Yeah.
last.
Radiant
And-
team pick.
That sniper's not going mid, right? It's gonna be a position 3?
I don't know. I like it as a mid, and I think it'll be Zeraxsas maybe playing it mid. Or I don't actually know the roles
10
of the team play it.
seconds
They don't really.
remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I only know that Bean gets his
5
visage there.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. No, I've not seen Bean play in a while. And normally Bean was one of those players who would try and copy a strat, but not have the skills to actually pull it off. So
Whoa.
we'll see how he does with this. No offense to Bean. Actually, no, a lot of offense to Bean. Watch the VOD. I mean every word I say.
It doesn't
Dire
matter. It
team
doesn't
pick.
matter. I know how it goes.
Radiant team ban.
Lion gets picked.
Axe.
No axe. Okay.
Axe. If he gets the birds in, cool. That's more spins.
Yeah, that's possible.
And
Good against
Axe
birds.
should be a
10
lane winner,
seconds
so
remaining.
should stop the Spectre getting anything.
Mm-hmm.
In a standard
5
game,
seconds remaining.
that's what you'd see. The Axe can just bully the Spectre, stop them getting any farm, really.
The shaman also does some control
Mm.
against
the-
the
Now-
visage, but not as effectively.
Yeah, and if you're
Dire team
shackling
ban.
Visage, and the Visage is a good player, they can just get the birds over and stun you. So it's not really a good counter. And now what carry would I want to see from Sausage, assuming that Sniper is mid? I think Yo
Phantom
needs
Lancer
something.
gets banned.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't.
Radiant team
I didn't think
ban.
they're going to pick Yo, because I
Dire
think it'd be a
team
good pick.
ban.
Bristleback, Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight? Oof.
I mean, maybe Juggernauts. It's not
I think that's
terrible,
that's
but
kind of
it-
revealing.
that's, to be fair, every Juggernaut game's not terrible. He's like the most okay in every situation hero.
10 seconds
Yeah.
He's not the best
remaining.
Visage though, because your ult can just go to the birds, and
5
then the birds
seconds
can just go
remaining.
to stone form. And
Mm-hmm. Just please don't tell me that they're gonna pick
Radiant
a Sven or something
team
shitty
pick.
like that.
yes, Sven wouldn't be great here,
Because I see them doing that.
but I would respect it. Some like, if it was myself, I'd be happy. I'd be fine playing Sven in this game, depending on my team and if they knew how to create
10
space.
seconds
And if I was
remaining.
confident would win all the lanes, or at least not massively lose them,
5 seconds
and
remaining.
if my team would stack for me.
Dire team pick.
These are things.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, which pick? I'd say maybe Lifestealer isn't terrible here. It's not
Yeah.
great. But it's not like, I don't think it kills Visage easily.
Well, there's a lot to pick
10
from.
seconds remaining.
They
Yeah, but
actually
it's-
have a wide array of heroes to lose with.
5 seconds
Um,
remaining.
yeah. But no, I got faith in them. They'll, like, Medusa could work, but it's very greedy, and the amount of space and time you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not gonna scale in time if they go with a duo, so they need a faster hero here that brings more utility
And with,
quicker.
yeah, with Sniper, there's no space. Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker.
I think that
Bloodseeker is
works.
actually a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that.
Actually, it's a good pick. I think they're gonna fare better this time.
Yeah.
It goes better against Visage, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting my money on the Dire this game.
You're perfectly justified
Yeah.
to do so.
Thanks to our sponsor GGBet, with code KFC you can get a £5 free voucher.
Pred, I think we didn't sign the paperwork for that. Sorry.
Oh, I took the cash.
Oh.
So kind of.
Well, but yeah, I don't think it's good form to. We need to settle the contract. You can't just come in and.
Just take. I personally only go with unethical sponsors.
Jesus Christ, Nutkin's gonna kill me. Okay, we have a draft for Game 2 of the Monkeys for Nothing and the Chimps for Free, and whatever we have right here, because we don't know if it's Mark Wahlberg or Sausage. For sure, with now 0-9 in their score, they're going for the imperfect run. So we are getting ready for this Game 2. And there we go.
Team Sausage is a good banner though.
Yeah.
In-game ones, little flags. Those are good.
It's a historical banner of the Ink House.
Yeah, it's. I made it myself. I'm very proud of it.
Oh, so
Prepare
it's one of
for
yours?
Oh yeah, I made this, and then you got the little tree.
Uh-huh.
Because sausages grow from trees, we all know this. And all right, let's see what the starting builds are. So, okay, Bloodseeker. That's a relatively standard one. Same with everyone in the die. They've got starting builds I wouldn't object to massively. Quentin and Sniper I don't think is probably worth it anymore ever since they changed the damage to only 4 ranged. But they're going for a wraparound. I like to see this.
Mm-hmm.
But so
Yep.
are
They're
the
5-manning this, coming down the river towards mid now.
30 seconds to battle.
Can you tip people as a caster? I don't think you can.
Oh
you?
no, they don't let you. Sorry for that. You can berate them on chat though.
Yeah, I can't do voice lines though.
No, you can't.
No.
All you can do is text-based harassment.
No.
Sorry to tell you.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, the wraparound is happening. Syea tries. but the lion
battle
keeps him at bay.
begins.
GrumpyNerd
Oh, Zeraxsas is running
maybe
in.
going way too
Oh.
deep. Bean dropping everything he needs. The lion actually landing a good one with the spikes, and that's the first blood for the monkeys.
Alright, well, if we look at the rune distribution, I was going to hope that Dial got 3 in that set, I only got 2. I was going to say it was a good thing for that, but
Yeah, that's a 2 for 2,
You know,
so the even split. It's not that bad.
and the enemy material is low, so this is all actually great stuff for mid because it's going to set up for a very easy mid lane for the sniper. Because if not, Hodge, as you can see, has like almost 30 more base damage than sniper. So if he's not massively harassed, sniper won't be able to get any last hits.
That's true. Speaking of which, there you go, scoreboard.
Yeah, it's good clicking from Zeraxsas. You want to just click and Hodge every time he gets up and just don't be nice to him, really.
The Naked Fist man tries to go against Alfredo.
Yeah.
Farming his way, not too effectively. Alfredo is actually ahead in lane.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
Bean and Mudge on the top of the last hit table. Woo?
For now.
Yeah, for now.
I've got to say it for now because obviously it's just a beginner's luck from the Radiant. There's the honeymoon period, but soon they're going to be in a divorce period when Dire steps up. Oh, and top lane, GrumpyNerd's caught back up in last hits. You got 2 Dire heroes with 7 lost hits. Like I said, it's the divorce period now, not the honeymoon period.
They're actually forcing a forward position, deep in the Dire side of top lane. GrumpyNerd remains alone. Yeah, moving towards the lane once again. Amos.
I want to see him pull here with the lane of the tower. You could just.
He tried, he failed.
Amos is just. Come on, Amos, pull. Come on, Amos.
Yeah, they're just leaving Alfredo to farm freely. I don't know what's going on.
And Bean's just gonna live. Oh.
szethw with the harass. Out of this.
That was.
Zeraxsas actually trying a daring move against the Pudge.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with the hook here.
Whoop! And we have a kill versus kill, 2 for 1 now.
That massively benefits the Bloodseeker, I'd say. Yeah.
Slightly advantageous for Mark Wahlberg. Gold.
Good job, Zeraxsas and Zeraxsas.
Rotation completed for Bean, comes back to the lane. Syea with the pull.
Yeah, because Amos has kind of only really just been kind of just sapping experience in the bot lane. He's been doing some mild harassment, but nothing significant enough to stop Alfredo farming.
Nothing too wild.
He needs to pull. Like he's got ward set up to see if someone's coming to contest his pull. Camp's not blocked.
Zeraxsas is actually very much better this game. That sniper pick actually worked much better. Being down to the Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe we're seeing the beginning of beam feeding. There you go. I suppose that was necessary. Nutkin, in the meantime, trying to do his best against GrumpyNerd's attempts to farm. He's not doing too badly.
Jakiro is kind of annoying because Bloodseeker is one of the better heroes against it, I'd say, in lane because you can heal up a bit,
Radiant's
whereas
middle
normally
tower
most
is
heroes
under
can't heal
attack.
up that much, so Jakiro can just slowly whittle them down.
Excuse me, I'm gonna bring the volume down because I think it's too low. There you go.
Nah, who cares about the volume? Fuck the viewers, that's what I say.
Okay. There you go, Yoi. falling for szethw.
Shrapnel!
Now, I want to see Zeraxsas, farm out some jungle camps of shrapnel. Because you can quite easily, stack up the small camp or whatever.
Yeah, that's
I think
how many
the small camp in the
points?
mid lane.
Shrapnel actually has 2 points, that's fine.
Yeah, but on Dire you can come over to, I wonder if you can see my ping, this area up there and stack 2 camps at the same time. And then you can also get them to walk both. You need to use the quelling blade to cut down some trees, but then they can get you to walk both into the same area and shrapnel them at the same time. Farming, getting a lot of farm.
Oh, there you got it.
But-
Shrapnel falls down on Pudge. Pudge
Yeah.
has to run away to safety behind his tower.
Because,
Oh!
Zeraxsas,
We actually got to see that. Bean dispatches GOONTI in turn.
okay, now
And
he's got 10
Syea
stick
is
charges,
dangerously low, tries to recover some health.
and he's doing a good job. He's going to be full health again. Don't think he can go back in on Bean and kill him. Actually, if he gets a good paralyzing cast on Mantis, he can.
Oh, the spike land.
Ooh, now Pudge is level 6 now, so Zeraxsas has to be careful, because beforehand, if he got hooked, he could turn on Pudge and do more damage to Pudge, but now with level 6 Pudge,
Oh, Amos
so-
is actually trapped there. Yup, Alfredo got them both. Nice moves.
oh,
Whoop, and
Grumpy.
Nutkin falls again.
oh, okay.
Oh, that's now very serious. Grumpy
It's
nerd.
perfectly balanced. Oh, and Zeraxsas looks like he's dead in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Or is he?
Oh, he was. Until now, Match is chasing him behind the tower. The illusions establish a perimeter and
Yes,
actually
Zeraxsas.
make Zeraxsas withdraw from the lane. The
Dire's
card
middle
is
tower
ready
is under
to
attack.
start doing some good damage
Yeah.
on the tier 1 tower mid.
But at this point, when you got a kill threat against you, you can just, like I said, shrapnel farm the jungle, and then if it pushes in, run back and throw another shrapnel in to push the lane back out. No need to risk dying with this Pudge. So that's what I want to see Zeraxsas do,
Yeah,
instead of just aimlessly walking around his armored.
just making sure that he manages to harass in the zone with that. Well, the range attacks, the range nature of Sniper himself actually saves him from having to engage with Pudge too closely. But you know that the hook, the moment that Match has it,
Butcher block!
well, he already has it. He's level 7.
Just what the doctor ordered.
It's going to prove difficult for Zeraxsas to just use his range kit unless he goes with the shot.
Yeah, so that's why you should be really farming the jungle right now, because
Vanguard
there's too
is
much
ready
kill
on
threat
it.
against Pudge. Like, for a Pudge to kill. Pudge can easily kill you. Though they're trying to gank him here. Zeraxsas walking into melee range. You probably don't want to do that.
Well,
That wasn't great.
he died.
It died. Yeah, normally with Sniper, you want to use the long range to stay far away and not get close.
Joy
We're
having
farming the-
to settle with jungle farming after Alfredo's very strong performance in
top tower
lane.
is under
Comes
attack.
back to lane Joy now and tries to do his best to nullify Alfredo's advances.
Yeah. What I would actually, if I was a supporter of the Radiant, like them to see maybe Alfredo gets some points in Death Slate and Spectre. Because of that, you can probably get access. Like,
The haze rune actually gives him what he needed to grab Zeraxsas once again, and it is a kill for Match.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
Hopefully,
is under attack.
Zeraxsas learns this time. You go jungle, and you live.
GrumpyNerd chasing Nutkin.
Oh.
He is very low, they both die. Match comes to support the efforts against Syea, and it's a 2-4-1 for the monkeys.
Yeah, they got.
Oh,
they're
Amos
not-
very low as well. szethw
Oh.
and Alfredo himself trying their best against Yoi's axe.
Yeah. They can't kill you easily, though. They'd need some points in Death Slate on Spectre to actually cut through the Vanguard.
Dire's top
And the
tower
damage.
Through
is
the
under
stun
attack.
lance.
And alright, let's see any magic sticks. No, they don't have any magic. I would really like to see a magic stick in Yoi. Because he's always low on mana
completes his
because of the
strength.
lion. And
Lovely.
And the birds start wreaking damage on that camp. Will they go against the GrumpyNerd soon enough? Szethw disengages, leaving Alfredo in lane alone. Okay, Zeraxsas is just feeding by this point.
yeah, okay. Hopefully he learns to go to the jungle after this death.
Yeah, he's gonna have to just run away, leave the lane free for the Budej.
But he's one of the most efficient early game jungle farmers. You know.
It is.
No,
The Shrine helps a lot. It just does the damage on its own.
Now,
you have to pay
what I expect
minimum
to
of
see here,
attention.
I expect to see maybe the Pudge TP bot and then kill Yoi because he's creep skipping, and it's an easy hook to land. Yeah,
Well,
that's
these are going ahead, but in the meantime, Nutkin lands a beautiful ice path, being going ahead with the familiars. GrumpyNerd tries to defend himself, goes behind the
and
tower.
Bean feeds on his familiars. That's not great. He's got another now 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's free gold for Dyer there.
And
The Annihilator getting the damage matched, trying to chase Yoi. The effort gets a bit disjointed there, and actually Alfredo dies to Zeraxsas.
yeah,
It's a
Good job,
it's
Zeraxsas.
a 1-for-1, but in the meantime, match kills Amos.
Serves you right.
yeah.
Alfredo actually has enough farm not to be
Radiant's
too
middle
concerned
tower
about
is
his
under
death.
attack.
Yeah, still you don't ever really want to die in spec. So
Whoop,
because
GrumpyNerd.
now
There he
you
goes
like
against Nutkin, has him cornered. Bean tries to chase him in the meantime, but he's too alone, too lonely. Syea comes
And-
back to lane.
Bloodseek is just too fast to catch as well. But yeah, see that Death and Spectre is not great because normally in Spectre you want to be in lane and then have either TP ready or horn ready
Dyer's
to get
middle
to another
tower
lane.
is under
Whereas
attack.
if you TP to the lane and something happens anywhere else on the map, you just can't do anything for like another 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand why you wouldn't want to run back to lane if you don't understand farm. I wonder if we're going to see him spam Spectral Dag to farm.
I'm more concerned about
dig that.
Yoi landing an actual call on Alfredo in time for the rest of the team to just go in and kill him. Because that's a distinct possibility. Okay, GrumpyNerd
Radiant's
falls
middle
now
tower is
once
under
again
attack.
to Mage's gank. They're
Yeah,
all
and
come
Madge has
together
early
with the
blink
familiars.
dagger on
Dyer's
Madge, so
top
it's
tower is under attack.
first surprise of that.
To get rid
Dyer's
of the
structures
exterior
are
one
fortified.
tower. In fact, the second one that falls in the game, the glyph,
No,
comes to protect
So-
the last shreds of health on the
Dyer's top
tower
tower has
to
fallen.
no avail.
now Zeraxsas is to farm in the jungle like he should now. That's what we want to see.
Yep, there you have it.
Alright, now let's see what the net worth looks like.
Well, the budget is way ahead of everyone, and Alfredo following very closely. Okay, that's a very ineffectual ice path, but the Macropyre lands the hook, grabs nobody,
Well,
but
then he just walks
Match
back in, so
disposes
he
of
ulted.
GrumpyNerd very quickly with
Yeah.
the butchery, and it's 2 down,
Dyer's
4.
top tower is
Mark
under
Wahlberg.
attack.
Now I like the bloodlust team showing
Radiant's
there.
bottom tower
Because
is under
I like
attack.
blood to kill people too. Who doesn't? However, sometimes once you've killed Bean, you can just get out and you don't have to die for it.
Yeah.
Bean's gonna feed. You don't have to lose your life for no reason.
Yeah, we could say
Radiant's
it's
bottom
definitely
tower
his
is under
nature. It
attack.
took a lot of training, a lot of psychological love to have Bean not do this. We have paid dearly for the treatment. We are really hoping that it takes hold
Radiant's
in his
bottom
brain.
tower is under
He's been
attack.
playing really well, I must say.
Yeah, so
But
it's
it is a
hard for
concern.
things to- it is hard for things to
Dyer's
take
middle
hold
tower
in Bean's
is under
brain that
attack.
aren't
It's
drugs.
not just a meme.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's a
attack.
fact. We know this.
Yeah,
Tier 1
and-
tower mid
Dyer's
falls
structures
down.
are fortified.
Once again, the glyph tries to protect the last shreds of health it has. Not gonna do much. 3k ahead for the
Dyer's
monkeys
middle tower
in the
is under
second
attack.
game by minute,
Radiant's bottom tower
almost
is
15.
under Radiant's bottom tower has
Dyer
fallen.
takes the tower as well, down bottom, thanks to Yoya and Amos.
That's what we want to see. Yeah, it's only a 3K.
Ooh, match going against the Bloodseeker. The familiar's
enough.
chasing him. He's way too fast. But that might have been a mistake. The familiars
he's
are
going to
almost as fast. Not enough. Well, he got killed.
That's a waste of haunt, though. You made them waste haunt. That's,
No, it wasn't.
just good baiting, some good space creation.
Fresh meat.
Indeed. Platz is
That's
ready
what it
for
was
being. Yoya and Amos trying to clear the lane. The guys up top, looking, staring at the tier 2 tower,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
trying to open their way and making sure that their strats
Radiant's middle
are
tower is under
accomplished
attack.
for this objective. Okay, that was a very, very untimely incursion by Amos and GOONTI. The tower is down
Yes,
for
lads,
Dire.
they're doing it.
Yeah, that was actually really good by the guys, and at the same time they took a tower here mid.
I think Amos just masterfully baited them all in there.
Yeah.
They all blinked on top of him, and just allowed them to use all the circle spells they've got on Dire.
That was exactly what I was
Radiant's
fearing. I
middle
was
tower
telling you
is
about
under
Yoi's
attack.
call. The moment that he landed something like that, the rest of the team would come in and just wreck them to pieces. And that's exactly what happened. The goal difference fell to 1,000.
Yeah, but that, they were able to use the good circle spells they've got. They've got Blood Right, Shrapnel. I guess Cool counts as a circle spell as well, because they all just grouped up on top of Amos's corpse. They didn't need 3 people to blink on Amos to kill him, because of how big for Amos is. They, like as a player, they just know, who Amos is. They know that most games would normally have to do that. But this game, he's not drunk enough or drunk too much, so he's not having his optimal game.
Right.
But they had a fear that maybe he had 8.67 pints of beer, and they had to jump him straight away. They couldn't wait and find out. Oh, and 2 Grove Bows picked up by the teams. So Grove Bow's always a good one on Sniper. Hope to see him pick it up, and he has.
He actually has. The tipping
Now
point
he's
for
got-
Amos, now that his beer intake took hold of his brain in the desired manner, and with Zeraxsas farming as he expected, thanks to the jungling that he's been doing after he had to run away from mid, is
Nutkin getting a bit over.
definitely taking what they need. But everything could turn around just as easily. 1 down for the guys, 2 down. The Fudge is dead now. Amos with the shackles. Got a hold of Bean. And it's 4 down for the Monkeys. This is really turning around for Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, they just.
I believe they needed the presence of their manager here.
Yeah, I think Irradiant's error there was they went in, in drips and drabs. Whereas, sometimes in Sun Tzu's always it's good to be split up, but sometimes you've got to be, connected. And I'm guessing Radiant obviously had just misread the certain passage of the Art of War, and that's what caused them to make the misplay there. Whereas Dire can read and they've read the Art of War properly. So that's why, they're pulling it back.
Yeah.
So Steve wants to die here. That's what he should do.
It's not the time to defend this tower, I think. Nutkin has to disengage. But in the meantime, Alfredo kills that witch doctor. They can't take the tower. Alfredo moves ahead together with Match and Bean's familiars.
Looks like
Amos
Snakes
is
might get
down.
the tower. All the snakes get
Radiant's
the tower.
top tower
They
has
managed to
fallen.
take the tower, though.
Yeah, that's good. And that's what I like to see.
That was all snake power.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
And Art of War reading. Right, and correctly understanding Sun Tzu's teachings. That's something, if I was going to say anything about my team positive, it's they can very good at quickly understanding Sun Tzu's teachings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Well-
also, you got to do it
Radiant's
Also,
bottom
beforehand,
tower is
reading it,
under
it's got to
attack.
watch the "I'll make a man out of you" scene from Mulan, the original one.
Oh.
That's another bit of advice here to my team, another strat I'm sharing.
So
Go on to watch that.
I didn't know your curriculum was just that intense. I commend you in your efforts to make sure
Yeah.
that the team is properly instructed in the ways of Oriental.
Oh,
Oh, yoy! Ooh! Well, there you got it. The Macrophire lands, the Ice Path as well. Yoy is the target, no doubt. The Hex stops him a little bit. He makes it out. No, he dies. Amos as well. But with Nutkin down and the Lion as well, they don't have the stuns needed to stop the efforts by Mark Wahlberg. So it's 4-2, and with that, it's a team wipe once again in favor of Mark Wahlberg.
But being
Yeah,
just
Folk Heroes,
executed
Radio
by
Yoy.
Zeraxsas there, like Zeraxsas just
Sorry, that's
executing him there. Just good old execution style, back of the head to Bean. To be fair, I'll do the same in real life if I could.
I'll take that.
it's not an AC, it's the Blade Mail. Sorry.
No, it's
Radiant's
thing,
middle
really.
tower
It's
is
not.
under attack.
we already,
Wow,
Sure,
a
it's neat.
plethora of items falling.
Yeah,
Now
and-
you have a really nicely kitted sniper with the pike right there.
now, if you look at the gold lead,
I'm
who's got
not.
it?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any BK.
And look at the graphs.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at
look
the
at-
graphs in a second.
Like that is
I'm really surprised.
Steve
Oh, there's the
Murray
BKB
changes
with
hands.
Bloodseeker. There you go. Yeah, the graph is wild. Although the win probability remains on the Mancaf side, 62-38.
yeah. They have a Spectre. Spectre's
Oh, I
always
think we have more action here. Yoy comes in
Oh.
once again. The Colt's still unused, and he actually dies. Thanks to that, Syea, Zeraxsas in danger both.
Zeraxsas just standing its ground though. I respect that.
Yeah,
Being
the
free
Ice
again.
Path lands. Syea undeterred, full 4 on the monkey's side.
And
Fall
always
down.
killed by being birds. Yeah, Zeraxsas just standing his ground. That's what you've got to do as a sniper. You know,
Yeah, totally.
you have rights to bear arms. You can stand your ground. And if someone trespasses on your property, that's their hippity hoppity time to start shooting. And Zeraxsas gets that. You know, he's American.
Oh yeah, that's
Playing
true.
sniper is the perfect hero for him.
It's just the American way of life that you see here in action. The whole thing. He he's comfortable with a weapon in his hand. That's all he needed.
Yeah, and building a butterfly next. That's interesting. Because normally in sniper, you don't really want to build evasion items because you don't want to get hit. But I think this game he thinks he's going to get hit anyway. By Spectre and the birds, so
Radiant's
maybe that's why he's
bottom
buying it.
tower is under attack.
I do think he needs like a damage item than BKB. I'm not sure if it is the correct damage item. But he's now just looks like he's going straight BKB instead.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Okay.
Because he
Radiant's
does need a
bottom
BKB this game.
tower is under
But also he
attack.
does need a damage item, I think, beforehand. Because right now, he isn't quite the monster he needs to be damage-wise.
Yeah, he's very low in damage so far.
Radiant's
The
bottom
second
tower has
tower
fallen.
falls down bottom lane.
And, if you look at the fantasy points,
Oh yeah,
Which
no, the
doctor's
fantasy
killing it?
points are always important. I forgot on the last game.
which doctor is killing in the fantasy points? That's what you want to see.
Well, Magus actually just chasing him from
Yeah,
very
but-
close.
This is a support winning the fantasy points. They've broken the smoke. Zeraxsas walked too close to the tower there and broke his smoke.
That's unfortunate. Just like that hook.
Oh, Axel must complete
They're
the
trying to
Spectre.
find each other. Nothing happens at all, though.
And
They're all very
look at
different.
the scoreboards. Bean's 2 and 8, so
Radiant's
Bean
middle
is the
tower is
biggest
under
feed of this
attack.
game. Not a surprise.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
unfortunate, really.
it's just you can take the man out feeding, but not the
Oh, the
feeding
counter
man.
smoke actually takes effect. The Ice Path lands. GrumpyNerd
This
dies.
looks good.
Amos very low. Yoy can't do anything at all. And that's 4 down for Mark Wahlberg. And a team wipe. An effective smoke move by the monkeys. Getting rid of
Yeah.
everyone in a single sweep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That they caught them completely flat-footed there. They couldn't do
Yeah,
anything at all.
that wasn't great. I think this is a no lads situation.
4.5k gold and 9k experience going the way of the monkeys. And a free Roshan. In the meantime, GrumpyNerd completes his basher, but Alfredo has an axe. For the time being, Zeraxsas is okay, not anymore. Ahead in net worth. Alfredo already took him over.
But it's still close, and you know, my team did the best play of the game when they were 3k down, so I think they need to be 3k down again.
Absolutely
to
true.
start.
Absolutely true. That was ballsy from them. That way in with the ball, but that was absolutely necessary. The moment that Yoi actually doesn't apply his ult, everything goes to hell. It's completely, absolutely necessary that Yoi initiates those team fights. It's been the way that Mark Wahlberg could secure their position and actually got their goal lead. The Wraith Pact is ready on beam.
Oh, now will they remember to click on it?
Yeah.
'Cause it's one of those things that
The problem with clicking on items to make them work active. Yeah.
Yoi, can he bring out time? He
matter. Oh, okay.
They got him.
Yep, they got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, they got him. But that
All too sad. Now they're warding like crazy,
Dire's
getting
bottom
everything
tower
they
is under
need
attack.
down Dire's jungle. That tier 2... No, that's a tier 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Dire's
severely
bottom tower
delayed
has
here.
fallen.
Maybe they'll make their move towards tier 2 if they have... Yeah, well, they have a cart. They could go for it.
yeah, they could. I don't want the Dire to defend this because they
Dire's
won't
bottom
get there in
tower is
time
under attack.
to probably defend it, and they risk getting cooked. And
They
stuff
don't
like that,
seem
so.
to want to risk defending this
Oh.
tower. Szethw was
Dire's
scouting,
bottom tower has fallen.
maybe
Oh,
as
that was a good
the bait
assassination.
for a gank. Alfredo kills Amos.
Oh, and
I believe they have Syea as well. The hook lands, brings him to death.
yeah, but if you look at it this
Bring in
way,
both supports.
they got a kill. You know that's a lion dead, so the lion unable to get finger stacks in this period of time. I know it's on cooldown, so you
Radiant's
can't get them
top
anyway.
tower is
But
under
it's just
attack.
making sure you can't, you know.
Yeah, that tier 2 in the meantime is getting plonked by the creeps. Alfredo comes promptly to defend it.
For the twins.
Some much needed farm for me.
Yeah. And it's time for Bean to be alive,
Radiant's top
which
tower
he's
is
not
He
under
should be
attack.
careful here. Yep, he wasn't. And Yoi comes in to kill him.
Yeah, he wants to get that cheeky tower poke. I get that. Whenever you got, you know, an ability that just does a tower damage, you're always gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be cheeky, get it off. But
There's cheeky and there's
Sometimes-
foolish.
yeah, sometimes when you get cheeky, you get killed.
In the meantime, the first tier 3 neutral items begin to fall in the hands of the players.
Well, Blast Rig, that could be decent against the Spectre's illusions. Like if that's only if you pop them under too early though, which. Because if Spectre just waits until it pops, then uses the Manta, then the Blaster won't do anything. But I would kind of maybe like to see maybe 3 heroes on the side, just buy Lincolns and just
Maj
stack
may
it on
not
somebody.
realize what he's doing if he moves towards Dire Jungle. He actually does leave the proximities of the river, making the right
Dire's
choice.
middle tower is under
Okay.
attack.
Oh,
Radiant
they've just
are
smoked,
scanning.
but they've been scanned. But they don't have any.
They may have been
Radiant doesn't have
discovered
any
there.
wards. Radiant doesn't have any wards in this area, so they're not going to notice. Or
They
they're doing
are-
their own smoke.
Yeah,
they're
Radiant is
splitting up
tightly
slightly.
packed. Okay, they may know. I think they do. In fact, Maj brings Yoi to death very quickly.
Grumpy's trapped in the.
Oh, I think the Macropyre is going to get everyone toasted.
Oh, Zeraxsas is flying back. That's bold.
Syea making it.
I'm not quite
To
sure
a
why he's flying
tomb.
back. Is If they had a tier 1 there, maybe a buyback could work, but yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Dire's
they have their
top
buybacks
tower
ready,
is under
and
attack.
for sure Maj is out for 35. Backdoor protection takes effect on that mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There's not much left for them while the Aegis gets reclaimed. They could take their outpost.
Now this is
middle
the
tower
Dire's
is
time
under
because they're
attack.
3k net worth down again.
Yep.
This is when, you know, this is basically the equivalent of each of them having 6.87 pints of alcohol. So yeah,
Does he need to refuel?
Well, because yeah, eventually it wears off. You know, if you have a snack, some carb snacks, that'll absorb the alcohol. So you got to have more. It's a balancing game, which is very very difficult to balance. But when it is perfectly balanced, then shit goes down.
I think shit is going to come down here, but they actually disengage in time. Alfredo sends his illusions down the jungle, revealing the positions for Dire. Ooh, that's a good one for the Witch Doctor.
Or the King's Zeraxsas though, and he doesn't.
But not for the rest. Every single spells land the way they need, and that is a team wipe. The first one for the monkeys, actually turning the tables around.
Yeah.
Lion manages to complete his Eel Scepter, but this leaves the road free for both Alfredo and Madge to do some damage on this tier 3, beginning their high ground push at minute 32, which is pretty late for what we've been seeing from the monkeys.
All right, now I want to see them use.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Dire's top tower fortified. They're buying some more time. Yeah. Buyback earlier from Zeraxsas is now hurting him.
Dire's top tower
Now he's dead
fallen.
for a while.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
And
they don't seem to be willing to defend this much.
Alfredo
goes in, kills Amos. He's down for 43, has buyback. The Serpent Wards dropped to defend. I don't know why, because they are out of range.
Dire's top barracks.
Yeah, they plunk some damage on Match, but
only
a couple of them.
That's defended that hard. Can't take it.
Oh no, the building is very important, because you know that the creeps are attracted to it, and that protects more important structures. For sure. That's a tactical decision.
Now I think what Douglas is ready to get that net worth advantage up to 13k, because that's got number 3 in it. Because it's 3k, 13k, 23k. That's when they're online. So it's 13k net worth. I think Darkness is just quite radiant off the face of the map right now.
Radiant's bottom
well, in the meantime, we have a 97% win probability on Radiant, thanks to this last inroads they made. With all the lane towers down and one set of racks already vanquished, I believe the monkeys feel very comfortable with some jungle farming on the Dire side.
Now, what Dire are doing here is, allowing them into a false sense of security. Sun Tzu would do the exact same thing here, really.
Attract them, lure them to the trap.
Yeah, it's pretend to be weakest while you're strongest.
Is that from Sun Tzu as well?
Yeah, it's something like that. There's quite a lot of it.
By the end. Okay. We have an illusion room for Nutkin. Tries to scout a little bit, splitting one of the 3 bodies that he now has. Match.
Ooh.
Coming in.
Agamem Scepter on Jakiro. That's going to do quite a bit against the PKBs on the Dire.
Yeah.
Because it means you now have to walk out of it regardless.
Zeraxsas completes his BKB in turn, but the Bloodstone is ready on the pudge. I think they're ready. Alfredo sends his illusions, trying to attract Dire's attacks. Next Roshan is ready.
Yeah, well, hopefully Ready will completely forget about it despite them seeing it in the pit right now.
They don't seem to be willing to challenge this one either. Choosing the safety of their high ground. Now the AC is ready to beam.
Roshan has fallen to the
Alfredo
lake.
once again takes the Aegis. He's ready to fight.
Although he has an AC, I still predict being getting double-digit steps this game. I can just feel it in my bones.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Grumpy's
could
in
be
trouble.
that could be possible. He's actually 4-9, 24. He could very well get to 10.
Yeah. All right. I bet you like 25 gift subs in the Flax chat, Twitch. That the thing's gonna die again this game.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Oh, good call.
Yoi
but I
comes
don't think
in. The
it's
call is good. The damage is too much for Yoi to deal with, though. GrumpyNerd trying his best. He's just falling prey of the monkey's attacks. All 5 fall down. Only 2 buybacks on GrumpyNerd. And the Shadow Shaman.
Dire's middle barracks.
Those barracks melt, and
Dire's
they
middle
know
barracks has
it's
fallen.
way too much for them to deal with. Calling the match done.
Radiant victory.
And it's a 2-0 for the monkeys. I believe you're gonna have to have a serious discussion with them for the lower bracket. I can sell the city! That's right.
It was better than the last game. It's steady improvements every game. That's what you want to see. Building upon building. Building.
Do you want to bring one of your players to school him live, or because that might be part of your?
Get Amos in.
Let's see if I can get Amos. If I can drag people. Okay, hold on. Eri might be busy.
I
don't care.
It's his job to, be here. This dereliction of duty, quite from Eri right now, quite frankly, is disgusting. If you ask me.
Yeah, let's see if we can do this. If Eri manages to see my message, then we are truly blessed. But he's busy with the in-house. Might not be the best time to ask him any favors. And I don't think we have any other mods.
I don't know. Could just message Amos saying, get in here.
Yeah, he can't. I don't think he can.
Well, if he tries hard enough, I think he can do anything he wants.
If you can try. There you go.
Yeah.
I asked him. We could drop into their channel, though. That's yet another idea. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. If anyone
now,
can
we're casters. We're above the players. They got to come to us.
Well, we're not just casters. We're managers, Brett.
Yeah.
Let's establish a boundary here. We're talking about business here. Let's take a quick look at the damage dealt and whatever number the people want to see here.
I don't know. 12's a cool number, I think. It's one of my favourite numbers. Okay.
I don't want to try that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it happens. In the meantime, I'll show you the graph. It's that's brutal. You actually had.
Hello.
Oh well,
Okay,
there you go, Amos. I'm leaving you with your manager because.
Okay.
Sorry, it's needed. I understand that the business impacts into game and the way that you players do your stuff. So I'll just leave it to Brad.
So I just want to make sure, did the guys get my drafting tips of pick what you're good at, ban what they're good at?
You got the drafting tips, and then I was usurped as captain for game 2.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say the drafting game 2 was better, so maybe that's a good thing.
Okay,
Only jest, of course. Mutinies are unacceptable and should be stamped out violently.
Agreed.
Yeah, and gotta understand this. So, how drunk are you right now? Because I feel like maybe you weren't drunk enough to play at your optimal skill level that game.
See, now you suggest that, but you're right because I'm completely sober.
You see, I think you need. I've done the maths. 8.67 pints to reach your optimal skill level.
I've not reached the Bulmer peak.
Oh my god.
You see, that's what went wrong there, Amos. But
Now we know the truth. Okay.
yeah, you see, normally as my managerial duties, I do take Amos out for a few drinks beforehand. Get him all.
That's true.
That's
true.
Okay, just
Before
a
our first
question.
series, he did that.
Just a question from me, Amos. How are you looking towards the opportunity of just doing a lower bracket run for your team now that you know that you'll fall there?
Honestly, not great because I have work all of next week.
Ugh, damn it! So you need a replacement for yourself and whoever happens to. Not
Yeah,
be...
either that or we'll just hang on. Let me check the
I
bracket.
was talking to your PC mate. They won't know the difference. It's all good.
Yeah. Borrow my house.
Do I need to mute you
well,
so you can talk about this?
All of the lower bracket games are on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. Which, if we get the Tuesday ones and we play late, I can maybe show up for, and then we can just bomb out, ready to.
I predict this is going to be a Cinderella story, but like the original version of Cinderella, where when the stepsister sisters, they cut like their feet off to try and get the glass slipper on. I think
if we make it far enough, we'll just have to play all of our games at like 10:30 UK time, like a lot of Liverpool Luton's group stage.
Wait a second.
We've got somebody on GMT on like UK -8. I'll be just coming home from work. Everybody else will be tired. We'll just run it. Run the tables.
I need to ask this. Is that actually the original version of Cinderella? Because that's not the way that I knew the story.
I think in the original, I think it's like, is it like Hans Christian Andersen or Brothers Grimm? One of the it's like the slipper's made out of fur, and it was mistranslation that made it go into glass. And then to try and get their feet to fit in the slipper, they cut them up and stuff like that. I think there's some cutting off of limbs, and that's what I want my team to do in the next game. Cut off some limbs of not themselves, obviously. If they want to, it's their body, their choice. But preferably of the enemies,
Okay. Well, Amos, thank you so much. Off you go. Just go rest because I'm pretty sure that this has been very taxing on you and your team. Thank you so much.
Well, tax has actually decreased in the UK, so he's all good.
Not for me.
But everyone's paying less tax. Good old Thick Lizzie. Sorry if I'm bringing politics into this, but I feel like as a manager, you've got to understand what people want, and people want politics and drama.
I'm glad that I'm a taxable subject in Florida instead. Thank you, Amos. And I see Nutkin joining us as well. Nutkin, congratulations. Thank you for everything that our team has done. I know that Bing has been the force behind our decisions during the game, but I know that you are the spirit behind everything else. So
you see, Bean he got very sad in that last game when I started feeding, so I stopped for him, and he got a little happy again. And no one wants to make Bean sad. He's very feels bad when you make Bean sad.
I think Bean should have been sad for feeding himself. You can't
creating a feeding loop. You say, a self-feeding loop.
No, if he's sad that you're feeding, you should be sad that he's feeding. And then two negatives make a positive.
No, because I don't mind feeding. I just want Bean to be happy.
Fair enough.
Well, we all do. We all do.
You could always
make
give him
great efforts for that.
Some belly rubs or something. Some head pats. He's got a cat, so he probably likes cat things, and cats like those things.
Shout out to Felix.
Yeah, shout out to Felix. So I think, just offer those to Bean. That'll calm him down, make him happy, make him purr, and you give him a little bit of ham.
Indeed.
I always tell Bean that he sees a lot, but can he point that high-powered perception at himself? I don't know.
Yeah.
He needs to take a look at himself and write down what he sees. Or maybe he's afraid to.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think your team was using performance-enhancing drugs, which is why my team lost. I suspect foul
We
play.
actively admit to using performance-enhancing drugs?
Oh. Well, no, you're supposed to deny it.
Yeah, hold on, I'm calling Eri.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, Eri said it was fine. He said it was the least of the problems on our team.
I didn't read that part of the book, the rule book. Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
not a
Well,
fan
I
of
didn't
those
seem to
games,
care.
really.
Actually,
Alfredo's on pre-workout every week.
Wow.
Amos, have you read The Art of War yet, like I told you to?
Years ago, mate.
All right, good. How the rest of the team? Because I said my initial instructions were watch the I'll Make a Man Out of You bit from Mulan and read Art of War. I want to make
Isn't
sure
that not
everyone's done
doing the
that.
same thing twice? Isn't it redundant?
Yeah. Well, no, because it's 1 + 1 is 2. You want 2, not 1.
As a
2's a bigger number.
I can confirm that.
I believe that's your mistake, Fred, because you have to make them read. My monkeys don't need to read; they just go with sign language.
Well,
so that's an advantage for us.
Well, that's why I've also got the Make a Man Out of You song from Mulan. So if they don't want to read, they can listen or sing along if they want to.
Yeah.
To be a man, you must be as strong as a coursing river.
Oh.
How the rest of the lyrics go? The dark side of the moon. Stuff like that. I want
Beautiful. Beautiful and very concerning. Okay, I think this is all we have to show you tonight. I'm just going to leave you to it. Okay. We're going to have to feed the monkey very soon. So, once again, my beautiful viewership, thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next time.
You're welcome.
I thank you all.